Do you guys in JKD do this? I really want to know. For those of you who are incorporating BJJ into your syllabus, do you go to a BJJ class and you're like, just show me what the black belts are learning. I don't need to learn the proper structure of the white belts all the way through the black belts. So why is it? Why is it that JKD people will throw away all the essential foundation learning of Wing Chun and say it doesn't fucking work? But what you guys will do is you'll go to BJJ or kickboxing or boxing and you'll learn all the necessary fundamentals to put it in your game. You tell me why you shit all over Wing Chun because your guru said, I've evolved over it. I've become so much more elite over it. Bruce Lee fucked everything up. This is examples of why Bruce Lee left some of the most abysmal training beyond, right? What the man did was he could do, but he couldn't teach. And I'm going to explain why with his number one student or the first student, Jesse Glover, right? Because people have said, well, Jesse Glover, he was one of the best Chi Sao representatives of Jeet Kune Do. I'm going to talk about this for a second for why a lot of you in the Jeet Kune Do community, you want to continue with your Jeet Kune Do, take out the Wing Chun game. Then I'll give you credit. But the more you guys say that you have Wing Chun in your system, the more that I'm going to tell you you don't. And Bruce Lee completely fucked it up in the process. And you're going to see why with Jesse Glover. Now, number one, never met Jesse Glover, never trained with him. And I'm specifically going off of videos online. When it comes to Chi Sao, right? Chi Sao is the worst part about Chi Sao is a Wing Chun drill that has sadly become Wing Chun, and it should not be. The worst part about it, too, with the JKD community is they have no idea why the fuck they're doing Chi Sao in the first place. And I'm going to show you why. If Jesse Glover was Bruce Lee's first student, what I think happened is Bruce didn't know enough about what he was teaching. He didn't know how to teach. He passed on something that he could not duplicate in others, so he got frustrated, and that's why he abandoned Wing Chun, because he couldn't pass on, he didn't know how to teach what he knew. And you're going to watch this in clips like with Jesse's demonstrating here. So I want to talk about this. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. Let's do a little bit of a looking on this, and this is what I'm going to explain why I cannot stand what the JKD community takes as, well, Wing Chun, this is not effective. Bruce abandoned it. He abandoned it because he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And it's clear when you see, well, his first student, men like this who are passing on garbage. This video is Jesse Glover sticking hands. Let's take a look at this. Now, I should say this. For those of you who do not know what Chi Sao is an exercise in Wing Chun that teaches technique, reflex, position, and sensitivity. That's it. That's it. The reason why Chi Sao is so important is because it goes from a space as wide as your body. It will allow you with your shoulders or the width of your arms, and it brings it in all the way into a straight line. What I mean by that is we capitalize off of the straight line in Wing Chun. Doesn't mean that there's not outside hook punches, circular movements. There 100% are. That's how fighting and dynamic bodies work. But when you take a Wing Chun guy on a Wing Chun guy, all we do is then we train the straight lines, right? And we don't do anything outside of that. And that's why Wing Chun gets such a bad name. What other arts have done is, instead of refining and mastering the straight line between the 2 points, us and our opponent, and learn how hard it is to negate, deal with the incoming straight line attack that we're trying to also fire out, we stay in the mindset of Chi Sao. Chi Sao, Chi Sao. Here's the abortion that Bruce Lee did when it came down to passing on the training skill of Chi Sao. Watch this.
I had you guys do this, because like this is the easiest place to start out, right? But you'll never get my guys in this. Right? But if you want to learn the movement, this is the place to learn, right? When you actually do it, it's like this. Right? If someone tries to cross my hands like this, then this is what happens to them, right?
He just said a whole bunch of nothing. And this is why I think that Bruce Lee completely fucked up you guys in JKD and made you go, Wing Chun just doesn't work. Because nothing of what Jesse just did outside of the speed of a back fist on a willing participant was effective. Let's break this down again with him going into the beginning of talking about this.
You'll never get my guys.
Number one, if you look at the roll, and yes, I am going to be critical, right? His elbow and his futsal hand is nowhere near being able to have proper structure. His lackadaisical bong sao on his right arm shows Bruce Lee did not teach structure. And from what we told, Bruce Lee had 3 years worth of Wing Chun, and his first opening movement from a chi sao was his fastest and best, means he didn't have fan sao. He did not have continuation of strike. To have continuation of strike means you need to be on center and you need to really embrace that straight line theory. That's why we do so much chi sao. It's not for the flashy hands. It's the can I recover and dominate center. If you don't know it, you can't teach it. You can't teach it. You've got monkey see, monkey do, and all this is drills. That's all this is. Let's continue.
In this, all right?
What is that? His student here, if you're watching this as well too, look at this lean. I don't know anywhere in Wing Chun we teach lean. We always teach recovery. Part of the reason we have our Yi Ji Kim Young Ma stance is so that if you're in a bad position like this, you can recover with a second, third, fourth, fifth, 12th hit with proper position. This is what we're teaching people in Jeet Kune Do. This is why you guys abandon Wing Chun doesn't work, because if he taught his first student this shit, that means he taught everybody else down the road complete and utter fucking garbage. Let's keep going.
All right. But if you want to learn the movement.
You're not learning the movement. That's technique. That's the easiest thing to do. Monkey see, monkey do. Back fist, one of the weakest positions in all of fighting because it structurally puts your strike into your shoulder. It's not rooted behind an elbow, synced up to a lat muscle or a hip or your stance, right? So I've talked about that before as well too. But let's hear what he has to say.
This is the place to learn, right? When you actually do it, it's like this, right?
Why did you do it, Jesse? This is where the nuances of Chi Sao come into play that the Jeet Kune Do community wasn't taught. Now, he says it in another video I'm going to play so I can give him credit to say that he may know what he's talking about. You do that because that's the presentation your partner gave you. That's the pressure you felt. And you can't, if you ever Chi Sao'd, you can't feel how heavy somebody's going on your arms, how light they're going, how much they're pushing down, how much they're pushing up. It's where you open up. You are robbing. And again, this is from a video. I don't know what he's like when he actually teaches. But the problem is we're going to search online Bruce Lee's #1 student. And you're going to get some new kid discovering Wing Chun. They're going to go into, Jesse Lee. This is Jesse. Jesse Glover said, this is what this is. So he was Bruce Lee's #1 student or top student. The first student, I'm going to go with what he says. This is why I can't stand the internet when it comes down to passing and preserving along arts, and why we've done so much more damage to our beloved martial arts than we could to pass them on properly. Again, I don't even know what that is, because if you look at his position here, he's in a horrible position. There's no recovering. There's no, again, opposite leg providing a hip structure that go for the opposite side strike going forward. He's got no fan sao, no continuation of tack. And again, I'm completely attacking a video presentation they chose to put up online. If this was a segment that he put up and he approved this, it should be shame on him, because it makes him look like he has no fucking clue what he's talking about.
If someone tries to cross my hands like this.
Why? Why did you do that, Jesse? You got to say, This is the be like water that Chi Sao actually represents, which is the flow of my energy was continuing forward. Yeah, you want to do your rolling elbow into a back fist, that's fine. You're in a bad position, you give him your flank. I've talked about this with JKD a million times. This is why I can't stand what the JKD guys do is they see Bruce doing this, they see Jesse Glover doing this. They don't know why they do it, so they do the rolling back fist and they do a strong side lead forward with both the same leg and arm and wonder, why the hell is my flank being taken all the time? It's because you didn't know what recovery was. You guys whack the shit out of the wooden dummy. You have no idea why you're doing the wooden dummy. This is why I cannot stand what Bruce Lee did. He didn't know how to teach. And then his wife had to go ahead and throw all of his notes in together to make money as a book. And now everybody's out there interpreting it like it's the sayings of Jesus. Well, what Bruce Lee meant was, what he said was, what he meant was, is this. And now it's everything is open to interpretation. If you can't see, if you are in Wing Chun and you think that Chi Sao is the end all be all of our art, quit. Go somewhere else. We don't want you representing us. If you are in JKD and you think Wing Chun doesn't work, son of a bitch, man, I'd love to touch hands with you and show you exactly what we do in Wing Chun that negates this garbage you've been fed for so many generations of Bruce Lee.
Then this is what happens to him, right? But to learn this, then you just start out doing this, right?
Why are you doing that? This type of teaching, he's not explaining a damn thing. Not explaining well, I could change in look sao. I can sit there, roll my hand to the outside and take a different line. This is what Bruce Lee did, is he taught garbage, most likely because his brain was working 24/7 and he was an external processor and he had so much passion to get out that he could not streamline it and funnel it into a proper structured syllabus. This is why you guys can't stand Wing Chun, because you come into a school and your teacher has you doing 1,000 single arm air punches for 3 weeks. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Oh, Wing Chun is boring. I got to go to another class. Bruce Lee probably found the American culture is so instant gratification based that they're not like the Chinese that show dedication to one skill before passing on to the next. All of you love to quote him, what Bruce Lee said, I'd rather face a person who practices 10,000 techniques once than a person who practices one technique 10,000 times. But we don't apply that when it comes to our own training.
But if you try that on guys who have good feeling, they'll hit you with a back fist, right? So, when you guys start.
In any of this, what he just said, this is my problem. What did he say in the last 60 or 90 seconds that made any sense whatsoever? And I'll play it again. And I'm being critical as shit because JKD loves to shit all over Wing Chun that Bruce threw it away. Well, if this is his living legacy going on, his living legacy in almost 2 minutes says nothing.
Okay.
He says nothing. And this is where you guys base your representation off of why Wing Chun doesn't work and Bruce Lee discarded it. Okay.
So I had you guys do this. Because like this is the easiest place to start out, right? But you'll never get my guys in this, right? But if you want to learn the movement, this is the place to learn, right? When you actually do it, it's like this, right? If someone tries to cross my hands like this, then this is what happens to them, right? But to learn this, then you just start out doing this, right? But if you try that on guys who have good feeling, they'll hit you with a back fist, right? So when you guys start.
Does he smoke a lot of weed? legit. I mean, he's from what the California era back in the 60s, right? I don't know him. I'm asking. He comes across like a stoner who showed up to class to give some beatnik theory, and everybody in the background should be going, yeah, man. I fucking hate this. This is what has ruined Wing Chun. Don't get me wrong. We do the same bullshit with our own culture in Wing Chun. I'm going to give him a little bit more credit, see if he has anything value to say.
Here.
So far, he's shown a back fist 3-4 times. That's it.
Okay.
He has no tan sao in the roll. None whatsoever. Watch his right hand.
Doing this.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. There's no tan sao in the roll at all, so he's got no structure. If you look at his foot down here, all right, let's look at his right foot. His heel's off the ground. He has no body structure whatsoever. Now, you would like to think that a man has been doing this since the 60s or whenever Bruce Lee came over here, it would be so second nature for him that he would be like, this is how it's like breathing, right? So his chi sao structure is abysmal. Do you guys in JKD do this? I really want to know. For those of you who are incorporating BJJ into your syllabus, do you go to a BJJ class and you're like, just show me what the black belts are learning. I don't need to learn the proper structure of the white belts all the way through the black belts. So why is it? Why is it that JKD people will throw away all the essential foundation learning of Wing Chun and say it doesn't fucking work? But what you guys will do is you'll go to BJJ or kickboxing or boxing and you'll learn all the necessary fundamentals to put in your game. You tell me why you shit all over Wing Chun because your guru said, I've evolved over it. I've become so much more elite over it. Bruce Lee fucked everything up. Continue.
Here. Okay. Yeah.
If this is supposed to be, again, this is the lead side leg. He's teaching wrong. I don't know why you guys do this. I do know why you guys do this. This is, there's not one person I see rolling in this video who has any fucking clue what they're doing. So this is why you say that Wing Chun doesn't work. And guarantee if you touched hands with a guy like me who actually knew what he was doing, has been doing it for 27 years, that I'd kick the shit out of you in the roll, and then you'd go, well, but Bruce Lee threw it away. I got X, Y, and Z. No one has anything. What the hell is he doing? What is he doing?
Turn. Yeah, just turn.
Turn why? Why do you turn? Everything has to have a reason. Why you turn because of a person put you in that position to turn, or you turn to initiate something. This is irresponsible Wing Chun teaching or a Wing Chun drill. Don't say you put Wing Chun in your syllabus because this is utter horseshit. All right, and then let's look at this video. This is a demonstration for Chi Sao purposes that this is Jesse Glover Chi Sao Masterclass. And for those of you who think that Jesse Glover or anybody else in JKD has good Chi Sao, they don't. I have never met to this day one JKD person who actually properly can do Chi Sao. They have a watered down, bastardized, I don't need to spend 6 months on Dan Chi Sao and then single stick or double stick and then single stick with one leg, single stick with two legs. I've never seen anybody who knows what they're doing. And if you take it, it's the same. The Chi Sao roll is like when you remove the roll of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Or you remove the footwork in boxing, understand the distance closing in. It's that essential, but I don't know why. It's the tie-up in wrestling. Shit, well, I don't need to learn the tie-up. I don't need to learn how to wind up feeling the energy. I don't need to learn to do any kind of arm drag or Russian tie or whizzer or crossface whip back off of a tie-up. I don't need to deal with it. That's what the JKD mentality is and why I can't stand a lot of you guys. Let's watch Jesse.
Stuff you do. I'll take that as a yes. I'm going to put these on for my own safety.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The fucking goggles. The goggles. How about having control? Maybe you don't need to finger jab somebody when you're training. Because guarantee if you do that in a fight and you're not somebody who's done iron palm training your entire life, you're going to break your fingers jamming them into somebody's forehead when they miss.
Okay.
Oh, the drama. The fucking
Do
drama.
I get to put them on for my safety?
We can take turns.
Oh, okay.
I just, oh, fuck.
Why did you do that?
Oh, my God. I used to have a guy in class when I was under Phil's who used to do that. He used to, And cheese out guys do this shit all the time, too. It's an insulting thing that makes you think like you know what you're doing more than anybody else. It's a Wing Chun problem. I'm going to tell you that. And we've translated it over to the JKD community. It's, oh, okay, genius. I love how the first thing he does to establish a frame, right, a structure he doesn't know is what Jesse does is, he swallows energy. He does the fucking, but he doesn't do one arm, one hard, one soft, right? And I've talked about that several times. It's, let me bring you forward, bull in a matador, and then palm strike you right in the chest, right in the shoulder. No fan sao, no continuation of strike. He does the one and done. This is horse shit drilling. This is not chi sao. Do not tell me Jesse Glover has great fucking chi sao, because he doesn't. Let's continue.
Why did you do that?
Because you made me do that.
But how did I make you do
I didn't want to do that. You forced me to do that.
Bullshit lies. This is why I can't stand this mysticism stuff, right? Let's watch this again. You made me do that? No, Jesse, you initiated it. You crossed over his arms for a trap and you did it.
Why did you do that?
Because you made me do that.
No, what he should have said is for responsible good Wing Chun training, or somebody who's taken our training drill and applied it into their system and they have no fucking clue what they're doing, should have said, well, what it was is you gave me loose energy and I was able to just move your hand where I want to. So I crossed over, created a line, and then I took the line up. End of story. Oh, because that's going to give your partner the descent go, shit, that I should have had better structure and forwarding energy with my ton as I roll then.
But how did I make you do
I didn't want to do that. You forced me to do that.
How was that?
You pushed me there.
No, he didn't. Guys, I'm going to nitpick this shit. This is what I'm talking about as you watch this. If Jesse Glover doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's lying, or he's misrepresenting Wing Chun, remember he pushed me there. No, he didn't. He just rolled over the crossed hands. Boom, watch him do it right now. Roll the crossed hand. He rolled it over. His left hand goes for a trap, and then he goes up for this half-assed back fist eye gouge. And then he tells the guy,
Why did you do that?
Because you made me do that.
But how did I make you do
I didn't want to do that. You forced me to do that.
How was that?
You pushed me there.
does he not know what he's talking about? And I'm not going to lie. I'm not disrespecting, but at the same time, if you made a living off of being tied to Bruce Lee, and that was your entire fucking life. I'm not a fan of Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon, either. Because you know what? She died, or he died when she was 4, and she wants to translate what her father said and meant. And again, I know I'm going to take a lot of shit from a lot of people like this crap. But what my biggest problem is, dude, take your idol. Celebrate him, do whatever. But all of you who shit on Wing Chun because he didn't have proper training, he clearly didn't teach it properly, or his students now are sitting there continuing his legacy on and lining their own pockets by fucking selling this horse shit, which is not what our art is. That's the problem I have with Bruce Lee. The problem I have is when he died, everybody wanted to sit there and make money off his name and continue his legacy for their glory, not his. This is the shit I have a problem with. What is this? What is that? What is this?
What's this?
If Jesse Glover ever chiefs out anybody who had any real Wing Chun status caliber, he'd get his ass handed to him. He would. He has no first movement. He has sloppy inside palm strikes to people who have no center line protection. End of story. Do not tell me that this is Bruce Lee's legacy, because I've seen this stuff before. I've seen it pass on. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of my beloved art that I've spent 3 decades training in and trying to perfect myself as I go on, being misrepresented and bastardized by a group of people who suck off the teat of a dead man who say, oh, he threw it out because it didn't work. No, he couldn't teach it. He couldn't pass it on. He couldn't make it work. And all of you suffer for learning or not learning some of the most brilliant fighting skills ever. I've said this before. Any of you who are in JKD, find a true Wing Chun school, and you'll never go back to GKD again, because you'll learn everything you need to know in fighting is there. Guys, have a great damn day. Look forward to reading your comments in the comment section.